Homies, welcome back to episode 11 of the Willoughby experience, where I wish I didn't lose the footage that was like in between this time lapse and the one that will be coming out next, because I really like the little build I did with this little quick service drink shop. But regardless, you will see that with the stall episode, like just what it looks like, and in general, it does look very nice in this back. And this is where I feel like I'm going into more what I literally do, which is just a generic theme park. That very Kings Island, Six Flags feel, you know, just a generic theme park. You got stalls for games or food stalls, the quick service, kind of like Boardwalk Fries and game stalls. That's another feature I just thought of. They need to add game stalls. But welcome back, y'all. Hopefully y'all been cool. You've been chilling. You staying warm out there because it's getting cold. Like, at least in my area, Virginia takes a bit to kind of just actually adapt. We've adapted. Excuse me, it's finally said it's winter. Like, it's time. Because everywhere north of us is getting snow. And I'm like, that's just not cool. That's not cool. I'm not down with snow. And what I think I'm doing what is this? What is this queue for? Oh wow, it's for a ride that I actually ended up having to take out. So, I may as well just look past this, but we didn't go for it for too long, so this is me just setting up the back end infrastructure and all this stuff. I'm trying to get a better idea, a better feel for what I want to do with that type of stuff. But here, we are just doing I'm trying to set up stalls kind of situation. Or like I want it to be like you can walk by, it's either calling out to you, or maybe not even calling out, but you can just walk by real quick and it doesn't take too much. They can be easily replaceable for another option in that case. Another shop, basically, if they want to switch it up. Everything I'm doing here, I'm just keeping it in just to show more so the stuff you can do to make fly rides look different, right? It's not really hard to do, but it's just cool that you can do a lot of this stuff. This does not stay here though. I don't know what happened, what is wrong, but basically, if I try to explain what happened, the mechanic would come in here. Like when it was in this configuration, the mechanic would come here, and it would try to service the ride, and he just would get stuck leaving the maintenance area for the ride, like basically where the ride operator booth is. Maybe sometimes he'd run in really slow, trying to fix it real fast, and then it was just very strange. So I'm like, okay, what if I just replace it, right? And when I replaced it, it was the same situation, same song and dance. Then I got it working with he would be able to fix it. Then they weren't able to queue. So I'm just like, what? This was like after the third or fourth of that ride that I put up. I'm like, look, what if I just try another ride? And lo and behold, that worked. And I tried putting that ride somewhere else, and it just worked. So I don't know what went wrong there, to be honest. I truly don't know. That was the weirdest bug I've ever found in a game in a while, to be honest. At least I was able to still use the ride. I thought the ride was bugged. That would have been easy to explain, right? But this is me making the topography of what will be kind of the lost coast, we're gonna say, of for this water park. You have kind of an island resort vibe, but not too much, right? Just some shipwreck stuff, just some general palm trees and whatnot. But all in all, simple. Yeah, and this here, we do keep this ride, though. This stays exactly fine. And I've rode one of these in real life at Kennywood. I forgot the name of it, unfortunately. But it is definitely a Zamperla new spinning ride. It kind of feels like a Enterprise in general. You don't go 90 degrees. It's not like the Catwoman whips or like Soul Spins. I like Kings Island or Six Flags, but they definitely give you it's very sustained positive D's inside ride. Very sustained. I kind of wish they did go up and down a bit. Maybe have some different cycles in that sense, because it can get a bit mundane. You know, not really rewritable, but for what we got in the park, we need something like this. So we're gonna make it work. Make it work. From there, though, we will be trying to just do some simple planners, simple stuff here. We're actually gonna do main planners. So you know what? So that's all. So let me actually utilize planners, and I didn't make it to where they could sit on them, because I know you can do that, especially in the last game. But instead, we just went with simple stuff here. We're gonna have, honestly, didn't even put benches around them. But you know what, you guys? We have some soil here with some flowers. Just don't mess with it, please. This is here for you to look pretty. As I also make this area a bit prettier, as we're now going to have guests coming around here, I have to get rid of a lot of the ugly work fence and replace it with a bit more. And also, I was debating on where to put the backstage areas, because I knew that one in the back was not going to be enough for what I was doing, especially with lasers. Jesus Christ. With how currently power works, if you make these big beasts of coasters, like if they go take up a lot of space, then power is going to be a bitch. Especially if you're trying to make capacity with them, in the sense of like you're trying to have a lot of trains on the track at a lot of times, right? You're trying to have good ops. They are power hungry. And this is where I decide, you know what? I'm actually not going to do a building here. I'm going to push that building back. When I wish I was able to show you guys, but you'll see the final build. I just wish I could show you the process of building it. But you push that building back here, and we actually just make a fountain area. I also find it interesting, as I'm looking at creators, that certain tools, like there's about 3 creators that could have done what I just did, like 3 different ways. And that's just I just love how strong and how creative the tools are in this game, because I feel like that's what stopped a lot of people. You know, they and I get there are certain ways to use tools, right? But the fact there is a lot of ways to get around and essentially make the same thing, especially with the pathing tool, right? Like I've seen so many different ways of people utilizing the pathing tool to do just the same effects, essentially the same things that they're going for, but it's just more comfortable for them to do that specific method. And I just think it's very cool that they are finally nailed that sense. Because an artist will do things differently than another artist, especially different art styles. It is not all going to be the same. So it's cool that it's open for a lot of people to essentially stretch their legs and even give it a go in their own methods, own ways. But this is me just doing some of the scenery here. I think it might have been too much. I think I take some away here, but I definitely do. I didn't want this park to be like, hey, look, we are definitely trying to keep the trees and the forest here. It's just we at the front end, it was definitely still kind of really close to the mall, so it's gonna be connected. But here is more of the park area, and it's not gonna be much more, honestly. It's just gonna be small park area. If I am gonna add more, it's gonna be basically all back here, like every single thing. And we're gonna try to see how we can make things either go over pathways and stuff and whatnot, because there's room for that, right? There's room. I end up putting I can't think of the name right now. It's not. Is it Top Spin? Basically, what they have at the crypt at King's Dominion when they had it, and the Huss. I think it's the Huss Top Spin, actually. Now that I'm thinking of. But this one I had the bright idea of. Oh my goodness, this park would definitely have go-karts, because those are at every family entertainment center, like these fun like small parks. They would definitely have this. I'm like, that is a good idea. And because imagine if they actually catered towards a lot of audiences. And I mean that in the sense of, what if they did, had multiple courses, but one's like a regular oval, and one is a bit more, but it's not the hardest, but it's not the easiest. And then you have the one that I'm building right now, which is an actual, meant to be pretty technical course. And then they can honestly have, racing leagues or karting leagues come here and set up stuff, and they could host a big one for, you know, the finals of a championship. You know, who knows, right? Like, this is stuff like that I'm thinking of for the park and how they would be getting more money. And also, just in general, like, on most days, normally, most people will just be riding, right? They wouldn't be using it for that, but that's just the secondary extra. Right? But I also noticed here that I think I did end up finding out that you really do gotta bank a lot of these type turns. Because I'm like, why are they spinning out so much? And granted, they never spun out in general in the first game. When you were in go-karts and stuff, they were never spinning out. So I just think that's a thing they took from them learning and playing around with F1 Manager, which I find kind of funny. I do think it's a bit too much though. From going to karts, like actual tracks and stuff, I'm not even going to like actual ones. I'm talking about pretty casual karting places, right? And tracks. Yeah, people are not spinning out like that. Now, there's people going slower than others when they have the same cart. That's definitely the same thing. But spinning out like after like 3 times on a track, that's not that common. That's those machines are not that hard to drive. So yeah, here's the intermediate course we have. I wanted to have a bit of fun here with like kind of a wobble at the end there, and this is when I found out. I was like, oh, wait, what's going on here? I'm setting it to trying to set the laps, and then I found out this bug is pretty big. Lapping feature does not work in the game. Just does not work. Is what I found out when I tried to open up on the opening day woes of the park, which by the way went pretty well. Park's profitable. Power is just annoying in the game, and I mean, I truly do wish there was more for all positions to do in the game instead of just essentially one note things. And right now, trash cans are annoying because they're not being picked up, and people don't want to use them because they're so dirty, so they're just dropping them on the ground. Can't wait for that fix in 10 days or 8 days from when this video comes out. But yeah, I do know that I'm just hoping there's a lot more fixes than what was even said. There's a lot of features being added, but just this minute stuff like they were talking about, yeah, I need that fixed. Because at the moment, I'm literally waiting to have the go-kart track be even put in, right? I'm gonna have it open like later in the park. So yeah, it is what it is. But here's me, just because I had that bright idea, and I was like, you know what, let me go ahead and do that. And then I'm just adding the fountain now. So here's a fountain to kind of showcase the back end, the actual fun, where we're gonna be able to just put up a lot more rides and a lot more. Marketplace isn't in the way. It's not we're not really having things just to look. I hate to admit it, not look as pretty, because we're just really gonna focus on that amusement park aesthetic. But this fountain does come out pretty well. It really just utilizes the Willoughby Experience logo, and I just like how it comes out. I like how it's very, very theme parky, or amusement parky, I should say. And we have it on both sides here, double-sided, and we'll have the fountain coming up. Some things, and we'll have the flowers looking all pretty with the soil. I just can't wait to I can't wait to work on the part that has no budget, essentially. Can't wait. I'm gonna make things look really pretty. I might have to study some nice sheets in the meantime. But right after this, I think I found out what I do subtly is, since there's not really many buildings that I was gonna say building again. Well, not many buildings that are being built in this game, in this save right now, since it's being a lot more, trying to save on that infrastructure, and if they are, it's just literally for a little shack or, staff building. The front end of the park's gonna have most of the buildings. This is going to try to have a lot more scenery because we're just only trying to cut what we can down and give it what we can. So natural shade is probably gonna be a thing, and if not, sorry, they're really trying to just think about that money. It's an unfortunate thing, but we are going to have a lot of rides, so that will not be an issue. We do end up adding a lot. We add a drop tower. We add that back in. We add the Sombrero. We do add the Sky Ace, the Sky Arm, or whatever that is. Which is not in that area, but back into the park. And then we add. There is something. Oh, we add the, like I said, the top spin, and then like a delirium model, kind of like the Zamperla spinning, those spinning discs. Yeah, so we got a lot going on back here, and so on top of Grey Wolf opening and the water park. Yeah, we're gonna keep adding on to this back end while we work on the water park. But the water park has to start beginning. But this is where we're in the last like bit of the time lapse, because I quickly put together this bathroom. This is what I want to say. All right, different bathroom again. Let's try to see here. It's still a bathroom in a generic theme, so let's make it different than every other bathroom. And this time we're finally just going with the box. And I mean that in the sense of like, yeah, it's just gonna be a regular building. You know, it's not gonna be anything too special like the other ones where it has like these 2 funneling areas. It's just gonna be the box with simple roofing, all that. Because I was like, I actually haven't done that in this game. And for some reason, I was trying to do so much out of my comfort zone. That, and honestly, it is fine after a while. I do believe once you get started with these builds, that you can't be just trying to flex and do something different every single time. This is a bathroom. Let's keep it simple, you know. And that'll really help out with burnout with a lot of these projects for y'all, because yeah, it gets kind of rough sometimes when you just really like creatively, you're just feeling like you can't do it, and that you almost don't want to build because you're just trying to do something new and impressive every single time, and it's rough. This is what I found. There is wooden pillars. They're the resort trims, and these are going to be my new go-to babies in general, probably throughout the rest of time in Planet Coaster 2, because yeah, I was like, damn, I really wish I didn't have to make and rescale like this, can make planks in an odd way, but lo and behold, they exist. I just had to find and search a bit more. That's what I mean is, I think I was just under 100 hours into the game at this point of the time lapse, but you just learn so much if you really put time into the game. Like, obviously any game, right? But this game, the tools are, they don't teach you. That's the one thing that is, you know, it's kind of rough with the game. They don't teach you, but make sure to like the video, give the channel a subscribe. Catch y'all on the next one. Thanks for watching.